Sorry.
Just a minute. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, let's go.
All right. Hi, a very warm welcome to all the Rush trainees and welcome to the Football Fanspire podcast. And today we are going to be discussing EPL. We are going to be discussing the FA Cup and we'll round it up with a bit of the Champions League knockout stage. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to the panel of the football fans that we have today, and we can see them all on the screen. We first will start with Sarthak. Okay, I'm a little lost out here. We have Joshua there. Is Joshua coming? The City fan? Nishad?
No, he's not coming. He's not coming.
Okay,
No,
not there. So we
sir.
just have a
No, no.
Liverpool fan. We have the Chelsea fan. Sarthak's the Chelsea fan. Palacio, I'm struggling with his name. We got Parva, the United fan out here. Tarun, the Liverpool fan. And of course, the co-host, Christina, is there. So, hi, Christina. How are you doing?
So I'm doing great. How are you doing?
All right, I'm doing all right. So let's get started. Christina, you have any questions with regards to the FA Cup semi-finals? Did you get around watching the FA Cup semi-finals? The two semi-finals and a huge upset because nobody expected Chelsea and Arsenal to win.
So what? I didn't hear you.
No, Christina, I said, did you get around watching the FA Cup semi-finals?
No, sir, I didn't.
Okay,
watch
you
the
missed
pickup.
it. Okay, doesn't
Yeah, I
matter.
missed
So-
it.
all right, so we'll go straight away to the losers. I'm sorry, I'm calling him the losers, but the losers first. And Parva, how are you? What are your thoughts on the FA Cup semi-final loss to Chelsea?
Sir, I'm good. I'll just say that it was a bit unexpected from the players and from our keeper De Gea, but
Yeah,
I can't say much because I'm just
Can't
shocked
say
as
much.
everyone.
Yeah, so everyone was taken aback with the team selection, with the formation that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came out, Pogba on the bench, and everyone was wondering what's going on. Do you think Solskjaer took Chelsea a little too lightly, and he thought maybe he would get the job done without Pogba? What was the reasoning? Anything that you would like to add to that?
Sir, he was like winning too many games in a row. Like he's like Bruno is there and they'll win games and everything. So they took
Right?
some like lightly. Bruno
Yeah,
thing was like too hyped up.
yeah,
They didn't play as a team. They just relied on a person. And the
right.
mistake De Gea did, that was like heartbreaking. We
Yeah.
expected Manchester United to win this year, but unfortunately, because of the carelessness, we can't.
Yeah, so what you say is right. 19 unbeaten streak and probably a little bit of overconfidence. The fact that Pogba was on the bench. And what do you think is going wrong with De Gea? I mean, why is he struggling so much?
Sir, he's too successful. After that Euro World Cup thing, he's like broken only. He was too successful before, and now
Okay,
everyone scores against him. Like, he's not the best anymore.
right. So
He's
because I
struggling
remember
through
very
a phase
clearly,
or something.
yeah, I think the Mason Mount was such a speculative shot from such a long distance, and he managed to to let that goal in. So that was a real surprise. So whilst we are talking to you very quickly, next season is going to be De Gea or is it going to be someone else? A lot of rumors floating. Oblak coming in, probably your goalkeeper. Is it Henderson who's on loan? How do you see that going?
We expect De Gea to perform more, and if Oblak comes in, then it's a great thing. Oblak is the
Okay,
best keeper in the world right now.
all right.
So, so if Oblak comes in, it's a very great deal. And Manchester do need a goalkeeper if De Gea doesn't perform good.
So currently, United is linked with Oblak. United is linked with Jadon Sancho. United is linked with every player right now. So we are
Yeah,
talking about probably
Omen and everything.
around 500 millions to be spent Huh?
Lot of money to be spent on an amazing players. We need
All right.
Sancho, we need Coman, we need
All right.
everyone.
Okay. All right. We're going to now move on to the. I don't see any. There's no City panelist out here, so unfortunately we can't take that. So now let's go to the winners. We have the two winners, the fans. Sarthak, warm welcome to you on this podcast. And
Hi,
hi.
hi Jaydeep.
So tell us what clinched it. I mean, you played a fantastic game. Like nobody expected you guys to roll over United, and you've just played a very fantastic game. So your thoughts on that game?
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was a pretty comfortable win. Wasn't expecting Chelsea to kind of have such a comfortable win over United. I think we've had a really good season in terms of the youth players coming through. The young ones like Mason Mount, and it was Mason Mount who ultimately got the breakthrough for us, which was the turning point as well.
True.
So yeah, I mean, it was a pretty comfortable win, and I was pleasantly surprised.
All right, wonderful. Let's move on to Ishant, the other finalist.
Hi.
Ishant
Hi.
is an Arsenal fan. Hi, Ishant.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Ishant, Arteta is doing a fantastic job. Obviously, he knows how Pep Guardiola ticks. He knows how City plays,
Yeah.
and you had another brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant. Nobody expected Arsenal to
Yeah.
beat City, and congratulations. What are your thoughts on that game?
I think it's all about being consistent, and we have we have been into a lot of FA Cup finals recently in like past 6-7 years, and
Okay.
we have won most of them. So with Mikel Arteta, I believe that he has changed things, and hopefully will. It's a tough Chelsea side. It's a young Chelsea side. They're also like determined to win. We were
Yeah.
there up against them last year in the Europa League final. Now it's a
Okay.
different situation right now.
So
So
you're
because
looking
we
for
need,
wins.
yeah, because we need Europa League. So that's the
Right.
case. So I think
Okay.
from Arsenal side, it should be there should be more hunger in terms of
All
like
right.
winning the FA Cup final.
Okay. And tell me very quickly about the back three of Arsenal. They were the butt of all the jokes. Mustafi, David Lewis, and the third person, I forget who was the third guy in the back three. And what a
Rob
game they
Holding,
had. Rob Holding, no,
Kieran
Holding
Tierney,
didn't play.
Kieran
Sorry?
Tierney, Kieran Tierney.
Tierney, right,
Yeah,
absolutely. And they had an absolute blinder. They didn't give
yeah,
a
yeah,
chance to City. They really played
yeah,
them off the park.
yeah,
Fabulous, fabulous game they
yeah,
had.
yeah.
So what was the turnaround? Because all we've been seeing is the defenders making mistakes after mistakes. Like
Yeah.
we were talking to the United fan and how De Gea is struggling as a goalkeeper, and that's creating problems. So what do you think has been the turnaround with the
It's
defenders?
I think it's all the manager's trust, Arteta's
Okay,
trust on the players,
so
as
full
well as
credit to
they
Arteta on
yeah,
that.
yeah. When you see the shape of the team as compared to what it was under Unai Emery, now you see
Okay,
under Arteta, it's very different. They're very compact.
right.
They don't go for unnecessary tackles.
Okay,
They stay close to each other, and they use the wing backs in
all right.
transition.
Okay,
So the three center backs, they don't split.
all right.
So yeah.
Fantastic. So we are going to come back to both the Chelsea and Arsenal fan again, and we're going to do a quick preview towards the finals that's happening on this Saturday on the 1st of
Yeah.
August. Before that, now let me move on to Tarun, the Liverpool fan. Hi, Tarun, how are you doing?
Hello everyone. I'm great. Couldn't have
Okay.
been better.
Yeah, you better be great. Liverpool had an outstanding season. Nobody could have dreamt about it. Starting with the Champions League, followed by the Super Cup, then winning the FIFA World Cup, I mean the Club World Cup, and then rounding it up with a cherry on the top after 30 years wait, winning the EPL and winning it in style. I mean, they did it with 7 games to spare, winning it with 18 points. Outstanding season. Your thoughts?
I feel that Liverpool just continued from last season. So if you look at the points in terms of last season and this season, it was pretty consistent. So even the season before this, we were very good. It was just that City was just a tad bit better, right? And this season,
Right.
City weren't on the same standards as they were before, whereas Liverpool just stayed where they were, right? So
Okay.
that made the whole difference throughout. Uh, Apart from
Yep.
that, yeah, like individual, like we did not have one person this season who was outstanding. It was the whole team. Even so, that's why there are so many debates about who won the Player of the Year, right? Because it was not
Right.
one individual who was like exceptional. It was the whole team.
True.
Like each and
Right.
every individual in that team has performed exceptionally well. Even the people who came off the bench and all of that, and that drive that they had in some of the games where we were like. Maybe drawing a game at the 90th minute and they somehow came out with the result, right? And there were these other games where we didn't play as well as the other, um, some of the other games, but we still got out those results. And that kind of, I think, demoralized Man City maybe because we were just not dropping points at all, right? So that made a huge difference this year. Okay. It's reconnecting.
I think there is an internet issue.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, that is. Yeah.
Okay,
That's all.
so we'll continue. So we'll continue with Tarun again. If you can give me something like how like last season and this season. Okay, what was the difference between last season and this season, and where did Klopp did made the changes?
There weren't many changes in terms of the first team. So it was the same team that played the season before. He didn't even buy a single first team player, right? This season, it was all like kids who were bought in, and they didn't really play in the first team. There was one addition, Minamino, who was in January for the first team, but again, he did not play until we secured the Premier League. He was only tried out later once we knew, okay, we've won the league. Now we are preparing for next season. That's why the likes of Minamino, Keita, and all of those players were seen a lot more in the like post-COVID season. So I think that core group staying together made a lot of difference from last season, and them missing out by just 1 point. I think that drove them towards this title, right? And they've now got a habit of winning titles, and we've seen this before with other teams also, where one team like that group being together, once they start winning trophies, they end up winning like 4, 5 trophies together, right? Till that group is together, and then once it disperses away, and then you try and find a new cycle. It's happened with Barcelona, it's happened with Real Madrid, it's happened with Chelsea during Mourinho and all of that, right? So it's happened multiple times. So this is like Liverpool's good group of players that we are trying to win as many titles from. Apart from that, yeah, you just hope that it stays on. Like the group is getting slightly old, so there will be like maybe one more season with this group should be fine. But after that, I feel we will have to start finding replacements for a couple of the players.
All right, guys, I'm back and
Okay,
extreme apologies. Blame it on the
No worries.
technology. I got nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. Yes, Tarun, you were
no
telling me,
problem. So
telling us about.
Tarun continued. Yeah, Tarun
Yeah.
continued.
Okay. Wonderful. So I got the gist of it. My only big the remarkable thing about it was the consistency to have 97 points last season, and usually teams, they are not able to keep that consistency because they've invested so much in the season. You take what happened to
Yeah, yeah,
Tottenham Spurs
yeah.
after the Champions League, they've completely fallen apart. And to a certain extent, same thing happened with Manchester City. I mean, losing eight,
Mhm.
9 games in a season is unheard of. And but for Liverpool to continue and do better, 97 ka 99 points, it's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable.
Yeah. So
A
we
lot of
have a
rumors.
question. So we have a
Yeah.
question for Tarun from Vinith. Okay, so
Okay.
I'll just put up on display. You can just check.
Tarun, if you can answer that one, how do you expect next season to go, considering there may be none or maybe a few signings? Will Liverpool be able to successfully defend the title?
I think Liverpool will be there as the contender, so it will be Liverpool City for sure because they are at a level which is beyond the others. But you look at
Okay.
the other teams now, like Chelsea, who have spent really well in their attack, and they're expecting Havertz as well, right? So their attack looks very strong now, but the defense is not that strong. So it will be, I think the team will be similar to one that Klopp came into. Like he got in Mane and all of those, but he needed like Van Dijk and Alisson to make that a title-winning team, right? So I think depending on how Chelsea go about their transfer window, but even then, maybe the first season might be difficult. You will have to like form a group, right? And then maybe next season it will like they will challenge for the title. Similar with United, where they're expecting to make a lot of changes to the team. So I feel even next season, towards the end, it will be City and Liverpool, and then it will be one of the two who will end up winning it. The season after that is where I see like the other teams maybe coming in and challenging for the title. Also, in terms of incoming, yeah, Liverpool don't really look like signing anyone. Maybe a centre back is needed now that Robin's gone. And also, Joe Gomez post COVID has not really played well. So, he's one guy, like centre back is one position where we can strengthen. We need a backup for Robertson. And we also need a backup for the wingers, Mane and Salah. So if they find the right additions, it'll be great. Thiago's linked, which is exceptional. I feel he's a really good player, but honestly, I don't think he fits into the profile of players that Liverpool generally buy. He's a little too old. He is injury prone. So those issues I see, but for the value that is being quoted, he looks like a steal. So if we can get that over the line, it will be exceptional. Like our midfield will actually get a lot of quality then.
I think the biggest advantage Liverpool will have is the season is over. They'll be very well rested as compared to United, Arsenal, Chelsea, City. They all are still alive.
Yeah, they
and
have to play games, yes, true.
to play the Europa, they have to play the Champions League, and by the time they are done and dusted, they're barely going to get a couple of weeks. Whereas the Liverpool guys will be well rested for a good 2-3 weeks. So that's going to be the biggest advantage. All right. Now we move on to the FA Cup finals. Let's do a very quick review, if I may say, about the FA Cup. So Chelsea versus Arsenal. Nobody expected, but they are there. They are there on merit. Both the teams outplayed their opposition. So Sarthak, let's start with you. Is there any kind of injury worries that Chelsea has right now? In fact,
I think this
Kante is going to be back.
Yes, I think N'Golo. Yes, N'Golo Kante is is the only one, and we've got Billy Gilmore as well. He was a really good find towards the second half of the season. Who's out injured with a long term injury. But yeah, other than that, I think most of the squad looks good.
No.
I'm sorry, Mustafa at Arsenal. I'm getting confused now out here. But no real injury worries as such. So in fact, you're going to get strengthened. You're not missing anyone, but you get. Okay, now there's a slight issue about the goalkeeping. Lampard played a blinder for the last game of the season and put Kepa on the bench. So how do you see that thing going?
Yeah, Kepa has been a tricky customer. I mean, over the last 2 years, I mean, he's even had a moment where he's kind of dismissed orders from the bench and gone ahead and taken. So he's a bit of a tricky tricky piece to work with. But apart from that, I think Caballero has done a good job whenever he's come in, and he's been mostly the goalkeeper Chelsea's used for the FA Cup ties.
Okay.
So I think it should be him for sure because he's got the momentum with him as well.
All right.
But I think Lampard took a very bold decision, and it definitely paid off because the performance against Wolves was very good.
So very quickly, where do you see Chelsea winning the game on Saturday?
See, I definitely think Arsenal is is, although they may have finished eighth in the league, and I know Ishant is smiling as I say this, but it's still a good team. If you remember, towards the end of the season, they managed to beat both Man City and Liverpool, two of the biggest clubs in Europe. So of course they definitely have some positives. So Chelsea have to be aware. I think it'll be a sort of an uncomfortable 2-1 win for Chelsea. That's what I'm predicting.
Okay, wonderful. Ishant, over to you. How do you want to counter your rivals' take on Saturday's game?
I
In fact, I
think
made a little mistake about the injury. So first, coming
yeah,
back to the injury, is Mustafi going to be fit for this game? Because he was injured, I think, in the last game. So is he going to
yeah,
be available?
yeah. I don't think he will be available. They will be playing Holding up there in
Okay.
place of him,
All right.
and Tierney will start as a back
Yeah.
three. Lewis,
Okay.
Holding, and Tierney. They'll start
All
with
right.
Saka on the wing back, Bellerin
All
on
right.
the right wing back, and the usual
Right.
center midfield, Jaka and Ceballos. So the
Okay.
front
All
three
right. Wonderful.
could be you know could be like that's the focal point, the front three,
All right. So this
because
is going to be an explosive game I'm expecting because too much of quality on the field, just too much of quality on either side, whether
yeah,
it's Chelsea, whether it is Arsenal,
yeah,
just too much of quality. So I think it will be decided on minute details, maybe some mistake here there. So it'll be a very interesting game. I don't rule out the possibility of the game going down to the penalties, all the way down to the wire. So, but you expecting Arsenal to win, or you expecting Chelsea to win?
Arsenal will win. It's at Wembley.
Okay. All right. Okay, wonderful. So we'll keep our
Yeah,
fingers crossed for both
yeah,
the
yeah,
Arsenal and Chelsea fans, and let's hope that the teams do
yeah,
win. And as neutrals,
yeah,
we'll just hope for a fantastic game of football.
yeah.
So that's a quick wrap up on the FA Cup finals, and now we're going to move on to the winner of the league. So we're going to bring in Tarun again as a Liverpool fan. He's spoken at length, but Tarun, uh, we've already spoken. Winning it sometimes is probably the easier part. Defending is going to be incredibly difficult. And the big advantage we've already said, yes, the teams will going to be very well rested and they will be completely recharged and will be, as Jurgen Klopp put it, we will be attacking
The
uh,
title, yeah.
league. We won't be defending, but we will be attacking the English Premier League. So, anything else you would like to add to that?
Yeah, the group themselves look very tightly knit. Like they will back each other throughout, and the mentality that has been there throughout in the past 2 seasons, the consistency that's been there. Even the matches
Okay.
that we've lost, so even the Champions League game that we lost to Atletico, we played very well in that game.
All
So
right.
it was because of errors that we've lost a couple of
Okay.
games here and there, but in general, the consistency has been very high. So
Okay.
let's just hope that it continues into next season. Of course, City is going to strengthen. They will buy centre backs. They will strengthen their defense a lot more, and they will come back a lot stronger. So I again, as I said before, it will most probably be between City and Liverpool itself, and
Okay.
hopefully we do another one. Like we are able to attack the title again.
For Liverpool's sake, yes, you never know. They are in with a good chance. They have the stability, everything going for them. So, all right, we're going to now move on to the League One, and we have a PSG fan with us. And I'm struggling with your name, so you're going to make a quick introduction again. Can't hear you. Unmute. You need unmute.
My name is Clafacio Lobo and I'm a
Clafasio.
PSG fan.
All right. So, Clafasio, first question to you: were you happy with the way the League One was winded up and PSG were declared winners? I have no doubt they would eventually win the league. Absolutely no doubt. But wouldn't it have been better if they had resumed the league and played it out like the EPL, like how Liverpool went on to win it on the field rather than being kind of gifted?
Yeah, I feel that it should have been resumed, and because we needed the practice also for the Champions League, and we went on to play many friendlies, and
Yes.
so if we would have started the league, probably we wouldn't have needed these friendlies, and we would have been more pumped up towards the Champions League, and it would have been. I feel it's a well-deserved victory right now as well, but
Okay.
that would be like more pride picking up the trophy in front of everyone after winning the remaining games.
Right. So the other thing that we want to know, this is, I think, PSG's win number, like the way Bayern Munich has been dominating Bundesliga, Juventus has been dominating the Serie A. This was PSG's win number. consecutive win, if I'm not mistaken.
Ninth.
Sorry,
This was the ninth win.
ninth win. So that's you're having a race with Juventus. Juventus also won the ninth successive Serie A, and PSG, was it their successive ninth win?
No, no, it wasn't their successive. There was a season
Okay,
in
overall,
between wherein Monaco won.
overall win. Okay, wonderful. So you got a very strong team. You got a very good manager in Thomas Tuchel. There have been a few players now who are left. What are your thoughts on that? Because Thomas Meunier joined the Bundesliga, he's joined the Borussia Dortmund, and he seemed a little unhappy about the way things were. He was very keen to play the Champions League, and just the fact that he was not going to sign a contract with PSG, they said, sorry, we don't want you playing the Champions League either. In fact, it got pretty nasty because on the last day, he wasn't even allowed to meet his teammates. So shows quite a lot of ruthlessness on the part of PSG. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel that there is a discord between the players whose contracts have been ended. But I feel putting it directly on the board doesn't make that much sense because
Okay.
somewhat I feel that Thomas Meunier wanted the exact salary that he was earning just to play a
Okay.
remainder of 1 month. So
Okay.
I feel that he left his passion and pursued Dortmund. And also, we had the Champions League. He should have thought about that as well. And
Yeah.
recently he came out saying that Leonardo expected him to play for nothing, which I do not feel any club would expect you to play for nothing. I
All
feel
right.
it was a very stupid decision on actually both the club and the player point of view because we do not have a direct replacement of Thomas Meunier at the right back position. We are playing Thilo
Okay.
Kehrer, who is a centre back, and we are playing
Right.
him at that position. Although he
Right.
played very well versus Dortmund in the second leg, which you see, and he can be a proper this, but it is not the thing is that he is not a profound fullback. He is a centre back, so we need to sign someone in that area.
Okay. So you, not only Munir, you're missing three, four players. One of your other young starlet central defender has joined Bayern Munich, and a couple of other players missing. So you think that's going to affect their campaign as such?
Yes, I feel that next year it might affect their campaign. We have
Okay.
lost young talent over the years in Nkunku, Musa Diaby, Rabiot, and this season we go on to lose Kouassi and Adil also.
Yes.
But I feel that even Thiago Silva is gone and even Edison Cavani. I
Yeah.
feel it's a big loss because they could have been they could have gone ahead and been great players in Kouassi
Okay.
and Adil. And it wasn't
Okay.
that they weren't given chances; they were given a very fair amount of chances as well. Even
Okay.
Tuchel said in the recent interview that clueless why they left and took such a decision.
Right. So it's going to be a bit of a transition next season because there's got to be a lot of signings, probably a lot of players coming from the academy. So it's going to be a bit of a transition. You expect Neymar to stay put at PSG?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I feel he will stay put because
Okay.
Barcelona right now do not have the strength of going for Neymar. I guess they had proposed a swap deal, but PSG are interested only in Ousmane Dembele, and the
Okay.
rest they want is cash. So I guess he might be staying put for
Okay.
this season, for
Wonderful.
the next season.
Uh,
Yeah.
All right. Fabulous. So this is as far as the League One is concerned. We want to move on to the Spanish league, but I don't know who the panelists are representing Real Madrid. I don't think we have any Real Madrid fans. I'm going to, someone would like to talk on behalf of the Real Madrid. Tarun, the Chelsea fans, Sarthak, Ishant, would anyone want to have a quick word on Real Madrid season, the way Zinedine Zidane has turned around their season? Anybody?
I haven't watched much of Madrid, but I
Okay.
do know one story that Bale is not too happy,
Bale
and
is
he's a
incredibly
player who's
unhappy.
up for
Yeah.
sale.
So that is going to be a very tricky one, and it's turning out to be a very nasty scenario. I was reading Tony Cruz interview, and he said he's such a quality player,
Yeah.
and he just doesn't know what is going on. So that's
Yeah.
a very sad scenario happening out there. But in spite of that, in fact, Bale just didn't start any of the games. But in spite of that, since the post-COVID, Real Madrid were in fantastic form. I think they had this winning streak, non-stop winning streak, and that too without Bale, as you said. So Zidane obviously has tinkered around and got his formation and his team absolutely spot on. Anyone would want to add? Ishant, have you been
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
the Real
It's
Madrid?
their back four has been very consistent this season
Very consistent, yes.
as compared to Barcelona,
Okay,
and their midfield has been good. So
all right.
if we compare it to Barcelona's midfield and Real Madrid's midfield, uh, it's all down to the consistency that midfield has been producing. They haven't done much changes in the midfield as compared to Barcelona. They've been
Okay,
rotating quite a few players, and
all right.
you've seen Barca's team. They have changed the manager also in mid-season, and the players they
Okay,
don't look happy with the current
all right.
situations. Real Madrid took
Okay,
advantage and they stayed consistent
all right.
with the players.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Parva, when I asked you, I said we are going to introduce the loser, but I must congratulate you because United have made it into the Champions League spot, which at one point of time looked nearly impossible. So kudos to Solskjaer, and to bring you guys into the Champions League spot is a fantastic achievement. Uh, although Sir Alex Ferguson was not entirely thrilled to receive a phone call from Jurgen Klopp at
yeah,
3:30 a.m. in the morning to be told that we have won the Liverpool. What are you? So you want to add anything to this? Because next season you guys are going to be playing Champions League football after a break of 2-3 seasons actually.
Actually, there is the Bruno Fernandes thing is there. They signed him mid-season and he's been great. And then at the start of the season, we were like 12th, and it was the worst start of the ever, worst start in the history of Manchester United. But then this Bruno Fernandes happened. Marcus Rashford came back. Marshall was scoring goals. Everyone was like playing consistency. Consistency was there.
Yeah. So you got a fantastic team. You got a fantastic squad. Solskjaer is obviously strengthening it. So lots to look forward, not only to the next season, but I think you should be fairly confident to win the Europa this season. You should be the favorites. You are the favorites.
We're looking forward to win Europa, but let's see what happens now because we got an easy team in round of 16, but round of 32. But let's see.
Okay, wonderful. So this is a wrap up on all the league winners, and now just the final segment. Very quickly, we're going to wrap up the show with the Champions League games that are coming up. We have Chelsea still alive out here. Liverpool unfortunately out, so Tarun's going to be a neutral spectator out here. United very much alive with the Europa spot, and there's Arsenal. Arsenal are playing the Europa. They are out actually of the Europa, right?
they aren't in Europa this season.
For a moment,
They-
I thought Arsenal very much alive, but they are actually out, right? They were dumped by Olympiacos.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the last
I'm
review.
not rubbing it in. I'm not rubbing it in at all. So, but it just occurred to me, we expect all the English teams to be there, but it just struck to me. So,
yeah.
Tarun, as a neutral, with Atletico Madrid dumping Liverpool out, and now the way the draws have been made, very quickly we're doing a wrap up on this UCL segment, and we'll be wrapping up this podcast. Tarun, how do you see? Because if you notice the way the draws are made, we got Real Madrid, Manchester City,
All the
Bayern
strong
Munich,
teams on one side, yeah.
all on one side. So out of these five
Yeah.
teams, only one team can lift the cup. And whereas on the other side, you have Paris Saint-Germain, you
PSG and
have
Atletico.
Atletico, and now suddenly there is dark horses in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Leipzig is there. So how do you see this thing culminating? Would you like to stick
So
your neck out?
PSG, I don't think will get a better chance of getting into the finals so easily. Like they've
Absolutely.
struggled to move past a certain stage, right? In the
Yeah.
past few years. So this is going to be their year. Unfortunately, Mbappe is injured. I don't know how long that injury
He's missing
is
the first-
going to last.
He's going to miss the game against Atlanta for sure.
Oh, okay. So so that is a big miss because Atlanta has been playing some really good football in
Fantastic.
Serie A. They've been scoring a lot of
Fantastic.
goals, creating a lot
Yeah.
of chances. So it's not going to be an easy game, but it's of course better than facing the likes of
Right.
Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and all of those, right?
Yes, absolutely. So,
And so you'll likely expect it to be a PSG Atletico semi-final and one of them to go into the final.
okay.
And
All
on
right.
the other side, Bayern Munich just look too strong right now. To be honest, like compared to
The
the rest,
tie,
I feel it is.
the, the best tie
Sorry,
is obviously Manchester City and Real Madrid. Do you think Real Madrid can turn around the 2-1
it
result?
is going to
And
be difficult, I feel. But I'm not one to say it's not possible, right? After last season,
okay,
I'm not going to be the one saying that okay,
right,
this is not possible.
okay,
So it is of course possible, but uh, even though Man City will, even if they do come ahead, of course they have a great squad. They will challenge for it. But I
okay.
still feel that Munich squad is the most balanced out of all of those on that side. Uh,
All right,
if Madrid do get over City, then they will also be in the mix. But
absolutely.
because of the
They'll
deficit right
automatically
now,
be
I
one of
feel
the
that okay,
favorites.
it's going to be a little difficult.
Absolutely. Clefacio, I'm coming to you now. Specifically, Champions League round of quarterfinals, Atlanta. How do you see it?
I
As Tarun pointed out, you are not going to get a better opportunity.
Yeah. I strongly agree with Tarun, and I feel that this year should be the year. But unfortunately, Mbappe is out for the Atlanta game. But
Yep,
still, I feel that it's going to be an interesting game of football because both sides play very interesting attacking football, basically. And I feel there's going to be a lots of goals and a wonderful attacking match to enjoy. No one's going to sit back and watch the other team attack.
absolutely. Sarthak, quickly stick your neck out. Chelsea is still alive. We already had a little discussion before the show. I'm not writing Chelsea off at all. The first goal is going to be crucial. If Bayern Munich score, obviously it's going to be over. Chelsea scores, it's going to be 90 minutes of absolutely tense football. Let me assure you that. Stick your neck out, pick a winner or the finalists for this Champions League. Finalists.
For the
We don't have
finalists,
time. We are doing a elaborate
okay.
show on the Champions League next season, next week. So right now, we just want you to look into the crystal ball and give us the finalists.
I think Real Madrid
Wow,
will be there.
that's a big
They are
one. So
in
you're
strong form.
expecting them to get past Manchester City. All right,
Yes, I think
fantastic.
so. And yeah, maybe PSG as well.
All right, okay.
I
So
think so. I think this is their year.
PSG, Real Madrid should make for a fantastic finals. Ishant, your views. And before you say warm welcome to Dennis has joined us. Dennis Fernandez, he's the Bayern fan, so he's joined us. We're going to take his views as well. So Ishant, very quickly, how do you see the Champions League going?
As from the past experience, I see that the teams which have won the league, they don't perform quite well in the Champions League later
Yeah,
on.
right.
So I fancy City winning the Champions League this time around.
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You don't rule them out. They're a fantastic team. They have a
yeah,
fantastic squad.
yeah,
So
yeah,
possible if City gets past Real Madrid,
yeah,
they again will be one of the
yeah.
favorites. Dennis Fernandez, how are you?
Hi Jaydeep, all well. Nice to see Tarun and Sarthak on out
Nice
there,
to see
meeting
you
them
too,
for a
sir.
long time. Hi Tarun, how is
Yeah,
Bangalore
yeah.
doing?
Great, great. Bangalore itself is not that great. I'm fine.
Awesome, that's nice to hear. I suppose that's because Liverpool has been doing well.
Yeah. So I'm fine at home. I'm enjoying.
Great, great. Nice to hear that. Yeah,
I'm not
Jaydeep.
going to I'm not going to pose this question to Dennis Fernandez about the Champions League because we know who's going to win it. Dennis Fernandez already knows there's only one team who's going to be winning and doing the treble, so no sense in asking that question. I was keen to ask Parva, but is Parva around?
No.
He's left.
He is.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
he's
Yes,
there.
I'm
I
here.
see. He's coming in.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Parva, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Parva, very quickly, stick your neck out. Pick the finalists for the Champions League.
So I see that Bayern Munich is too strong. I
Okay.
see Atlanta too strong. I think Atlanta versus Bayern Munich in the final.
Wow, wow, that is really sticking your neck out. I have been watching Atlanta. They've been playing brilliant football. So, okay, we finally have the hosts out here. Hi, Sana, how are you doing? Can you hear us? Sana, can you hear us? She obviously is not able to hear us. All right.
Yeah.
So with this, we're
So thanks, Parva. A red sticking for another red.
which is rare actually, very very rare.
Yeah.
So, Dennis, anything you want to add before we wrap up this show?
Yeah, no. So it's nice to see the football back again, irrespective about all the upsets before the lockdown, the way the teams were performing, and some teams really got an advantage, like a Manu finishing third, Bayern, of course, with Hanslick coming down and turning around the fortunes, especially after the lockdown. So I suppose it was a good end in all, especially EPL. Also, you had the popular teams coming right up on top.
Right.
Not an upside like a Leicester coming up, or so finally they could have done a lot more. But on the whole, I suppose the popular teams fans are happy, and I suppose now Champions League is going to get the best out of them.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful, Dennis. So thanks a lot to all the panelists, Klafasio, Sarthak, Tarun, Parva, he's there, Ishant. So thank you very much. And till we meet again, we are going to be doing a dedicated show for the Champions League when it starts. So hopefully we will connect with you all guys again. Thanks again.
Thanks for
Wish you all
having
the
us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jaydeep.
Good luck. Bye bye. Nice
Bye.
to see
Take
you,
care.
sir. Dennis, sir.
Bye,
Bye.
bye, Tarun. Bye, Sarthak.
See you, Dennis. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.